We're providing solid foundations. We're creating tools for growth and building confidence for the future.
To make sure that we give them the best education possible. Our goal and aim is, of course, as it's called, HaTorah Pardes House, to Kodesh and whole work very, very, very closely together.
Today in science we learnt about forces and where the word Newton comes from.
Every day we're discussing what we can do to improve the school and what we do in the school. Teachers and rabbis also work closely together, whether it's to do with the classrooms and the setup of the classrooms, whether it's to do with individual boys.
The rabbis and the teachers are not just two separate entities here. We do work together to make sure that everyone is moving along, even if we're teaching completely separate subjects.
Today in school in grammar I learnt fronted adverbials and reflected conjunctions.
Most recently, of course, in the last couple of years, we received a phenomenal amount of financial backing from the government in order to refurbish the school and bring it up to speed so that the boys could really have the best education possible with all the resources that they need in their classrooms to do the very best they can. And we'd like to believe that we're repaying the government's faith in full by the way that our boys are achieving in school, how they achieve in their SATs in Year 2, Year 6, Year 1 phonics, etc. This was something that was picked up on most recently by Ofsted in their inspection in late June, where they were full of praise for everything that we do in the school. If a teacher or a rabbi has a concern regarding a child, whether it's academic, behavioural, whatever it might be, it's really important that we act on those concerns as quickly as possible, pick up on them and respond and react to them. What can we do to support that boy? Is it a matter of providing more support in the classroom? Is it a matter of an intervention group? Is it a matter of extending that child further? Or do we need to take another step and bring in outside support as well?
In school today in math we learnt about improper fractions and mixed numbers.
We invested on a new program called Loshon HaTorah, which is Kishmoy Kenhu, which means boys should be able to be familiar with the Loshon HaTorah, what prefixes and suffixes, what's the Oitzer HaMilim.
The Loshon HaTorah program was implemented in order to teach boys a skill of knowing Loshon HaKodesh as a language, which will help them learn Chumash independently. But with the structure of this program of Loshon HaTorah, which teaches them the skill how to break up the pasuk, and it teaches them each word, what the prefix is, what the suffix is, what the touch is, what the explanation is, and the translation of each word. This is absolutely necessary for each boy individually to be able to learn it eventually one day with his son at Over Sabonim and not have a problem with the Chumash.
When the boy reads Chumash or Mishnah, or even he davens, he says Tehillim, he should be very familiar and be able to translate and understand what he does.
Rabbi Abeles has got a passion that the Rebbeim should get more skilled, should learn methodologies that help them teach the children in the most effective way.
When I was put as coordinator of Loshon HaTorah program, I was very happy and delighted to continue learning the way I was doing until now, which I had very, very positive results, Baruch Hashem. I was happy to teach them Vayomer Hashem, the Eibishter gezogt, El Moshe, Tzu Moshe, which was working fine. However, when I did start this program, I actually got blown away for myself. It gave a chiyus into myself as a rabbi for many years to continue doing this job and implementing it all over the school.
Base of Aleph means to come. So wherever you see the word boy, base of Aleph in the word, you know it means to come.
Today I learnt in the Mishnah, Perek Beis Mishnah Tes Masechta Sukkah, that you should make your house temporary and your sukkah permanent.
The curriculum is more than simply teaching subjects, and we do that very well despite the time constraints that we have. It's the approach, it's the flavour, it's the aim to make the boys' learning experience as enjoyable as possible. To that end, we operate an experiential creative curriculum where subjects are taught across each other, where we have a common theme every half term which goes right way through the curriculum in the school. As well as the subjects and as well as what the boys are taught in Chol and Kodesh, we have the boys going on outings. We have opportunities to take part in extra activity groups and clubs such as hockey at lunchtimes, or table tennis, or gardening.
But it's not just about the games, obviously we teach them all about the discipline of the games, obviously for the fun and enjoyment, and then for whatever they do learn, obviously the structure of it and team games as well, that can take it on further in their life, not just for school.
The boys, of course, living now in the 21st century, we do the very best that we can to prepare them, as often noticed, for adult life. And that includes developing their technological skills as well. The boys make use of laptops every week. There's the opportunity for them to make use of smart pads as well, and developing all the skills that they'll need as adults in British society.
I see here that we are creating tools for the pupils' growth. That's our main job here.
Today in English I learnt how to write an acrostic poem.
To ensure there's no one falling through the net, we've got a very detailed online tracking system that we use, which is called Pupil Tracker. Every boy has data entered into against his name for possibly 100 different criteria of the things that the government requires us to ensure that every boy can do. And for every single boy, we are looking at his data, at his marks, at his books, and what he's been doing in class, and saying, can he do X, Y, and Z, and a lot more than that. We're really keen on keeping up to date with the latest educational methods and systems. The schools invest heavily in many different types of packages, whether it's software for the boys to be able to do computer programming, or in maths especially, we have a package which is called Abacus, which is a complete package for the teachers to work from.
Today in geography we learnt that the capital of China is Beijing.
2 years ago, roughly, our Manal has introduced us with a new system called Gemara Berurah. So us in year 5 and year 6 have started a new system as to divide the Gemara in 9 different ways in a color-coded system.
It ensures 2 things. One, that no child is left behind. Every child across the ability range can gain the skills they need of understanding how a Gemara works. Of course, higher ability can take it to the next level and understand the complicated discussion, but even those who can't get to the bottom of it can still gain the understanding of how a Gemara develops and how a Gemara works.
Any Gemara they open up, they know, oh, Iboilu is a key word. I know what it means. I know the following Gemara is going to start a new inquiry. You have a Vortanya, Gemara brings down a question and an objection from a Brisa, Votzanan from a Mishnah. So they know in their mind, without even realizing how much they gained from a Gemara Berurah.
With the efforts of the Manal, by appointing Rabbi Reutenbach to lead Gemara Berurah, to provide resources, to provide support, to provide specialist training, we ensure that pupils coming out of Pardes House have the tools, have the skills they need to succeed, and we are building confidence for the future.
Today I learnt what the difference between a clarification and an inquiry is in Gemara Berurah.
Over the years I've worked in the school and seen how much the school's improved and how much hard work has gone in to get to this stage.
It's one of the top schools in the local authority, one that we're very proud of, delivering a quality education and being able to integrate the curriculum and the secular and the non-secular studies in very creative ways and giving those children some really enriched opportunities to excel.
We are providing solid foundations, creating tools for growth, building confidence for the future.
It's a relationship between the Rabbeim and their Talmidim. The feeling of the Rabbeim that every child should learn, should make progress, enjoy the learning, which makes Pardes House such an outstanding school.